All right, this is BFM 87.6, and it's time once again for the Keech Report. My privilege and pleasure, as always, to invite into the studio State Member for Albert, Margaret Keech. Good morning, Margaret. How are you today?
Good morning, Paul. Lovely to be with you again.
It's lovely to see you too, and obviously I'm feeling very special. She's got that many hats on, folks. She runs around so many places, and she still finds time to come in here and talk to me and all of you. So we've got some interesting stuff to talk about today, haven't we?
We do indeed, Paul, particularly for businesses.
Oh, yeah, and in particular with a lot of the small businesses. Now, everybody realises that, there are some pretty big organisations out there, but the small business is the backbone of the Australian economy, isn't it?
You're absolutely right, Paul. In fact, the member for Waterford and the previous Minister for State Development once told me that in Queensland, out of all the businesses in Queensland, 98% of them are small business.
And these could be anything from mum and dad businesses operating something after hours while they go to work during the day, right up to a pretty adventurous and ambitious organisation who have got staff and what have you.
That's right. And the Beenleigh Chamber of Commerce does an absolutely wonderful service in providing that opportunity for small businesses in our district to get together. As well, of course, we also have the Coomera Chamber of Commerce. So we've got a lot of Chamber of Commerces in this area.
That's excellent. And I think the important thing is the advice and the comrademanship that people can get, and also a little bit of help to get them going, especially if they're starting up a new business. Obviously, they want to do things and do things right because they've got their ambitions and their goals, and they've got a great service. How do they make sure they start offering the right advice and doing things properly right from the very beginning?
Yeah, that's very important indeed, and it's important to start off in the right direction. So the Office of Fair Trading has produced a new booklet which is called Trade Smart Guide, and this is part of our Good Business Guide. It gives lots and lots of information about setting up your own business, about marketing, dealing with refunds, and in particular protecting your business against scams, which are becoming more and more common these days.
But of the public, obviously, are very interested in different things being made available. Having a nice selection of choice is important. And who knows, somebody might have just the right idea out there for something which might just be needed, like a new mousetrap.
In fact, in this area here, there's a very large number of inventors. And
is there?
It's wonderful. Often on my Saturday morning offices, people will come in with ideas that they've invented. So we send them to the local Department of State Development Innovation to share their ideas. And who knows, it might be one of those inventions.
We've actually got an office down here in Beenleigh for that, haven't we?
We do indeed.
We have our own invention office, folks. Okay, get the thinking caps on. Get the thinking caps on. You might have a better mousetrap and start up a business of your own. If you want to get a bit of guidance and how to do it, everything like GST, this little booklet, does it cover all aspects of not only looking after your customers, but also looking after their own business interests? It
does indeed, and it's absolutely a fantastic booklet. So businesses can get hold of it by ringing the Office of Fair Trading on 13 1304.
Yep.
And of course, it's also on our website, www.fairtrading.qld.gov.au.
And get off to the start on the right foot, and who knows, it could be the best thing in your life to help you start properly.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very kindly, Margaret, and just after this next song we'll get back into the second half of this week's Keech Report, and we're going to be talking about some of those nasty signs that you actually see up in shops somewhere. Stay with us. This is BFM 87.6 and the Keech Report. Yes, welcome back. This is BFM 87.6, and the sign said, long-haired people need not apply. I think there was a song made like that a long time ago, but in this particular instance, we're talking about signs saying no refund. Now, this is a no-no, isn't it, Margaret?
Yes, Paul, and the Office of Fair Trading often gets complaints about refunds with either the customer or the business not being aware of the correct refund policy. But you are right, those signs which say no refunds are actually not allowed under fair trading laws.
What if they say, please choose carefully as we do not refund? It's a different way of saying the same thing, really, isn't it?
Yes, and the thing for businesses and customers to be aware is that under fair trading laws in Queensland, you are entitled to a refund if the goods or the services that you paid for are faulty. So, for example, if you buy a dress and the zip doesn't work, as long as you were not aware of it, you are deserving of a refund.
Oh, right. So if somebody just changed their mind, for example, and that probably doesn't fall into the refund category.
No, it doesn't. And so if you come home and you've bought something and you don't like the colour, if you want to return it, you are not entitled to a refund. But what we do find is that most department stores and most shops are very liberal in their refund policies, and they believe it is good customer service to simply exchange as long as you've got the docket. So that's a really excellent service, and I do commend all those traders that really go out of their way to help their customers.
You think of it logically. Now you're buying somebody a gift and it's the wrong size. You've got to go back and change it maybe, or change it for something else. Who knows? It's a good service. But I think, interestingly though, there is a lot of arguments. People do get the blunt end of the deal sometimes, and they just don't read between the lines. So if you have a concern, make sure that you're off on a square foot. Now, can people get advice on this?
Yes, they can. Again, they can get a copy of the Office of Fair Trading's Trade Smart Guide, and this will be really helpful, particularly for businesses, because I know the great majority of businesses really do want to do the right thing. They want to train their staff on the correct refund policy, and they want to be able to communicate that to their customers.
And it's introducing a degree of professionalism into it as well, isn't it?
Exactly. And there's also free copies of signs and stickers with the recommended refund policy, which are available from the Office of Fair Trading, and you can call 13 1304 to get one of those stickers.
Well done. All right. Well, thank you for that. No refunds. Well, that's not necessarily the case. There's no refunds if there's no particular reason. Just make sure you find out about it.
Yes, and people have to be realistic, and sometimes we have sales where there's huge markdowns, and it might be a bucket there of these are damaged goods that maybe the buttons are missing or that sort of thing.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah. So if you are knowingly buying a product and you know that it is slightly damaged and you're getting a large discount because it is damaged, well, of course, then you couldn't return it and say, well, look, the button is missing, because you've already known that when you bought the product.
A bit of common sense. Give a bit of common sense and the shops will give you great service.
They do. And the ones around here do a great job. I always believe in shopping locally because our shops look after us and they support the community.
We're unique down here. Beenleigh, if you're listening to us overseas, folks, you don't know what you're missing out on your holiday. Make sure you come on down to the Albert area and Margaret's area here, and the Beenleigh in particular. We've got a fantastic area, haven't we?
We do. Wonderful, wonderful people like you, Paul, who provide
go on.
Fantastic service, and the PCYC, and I really do commend you and all the great work you're doing with our young people in particular in training them all to be radio announcers.
Oh, that's just the tip of the iceberg. And for anybody who's wondering about it, we've started the same program down at Logan now. Complete lock, stock and barrel. If you want to find out any more about it, go to our website, www.beanpcyc.org.au. Find out all about those kids whose lives we're just touching here, which is great.
Yeah, the talent we have here in our local area is absolutely amazing.
Yes, and look forward to discovering that each week when I come to work too. It's great. Well, thank you very kindly, Margaret. And Margaret Keech is my special guest today, and the Keech Report is here on a weekly basis. Thank goodness. I'm glad to get you in here. You're such a busy girl.
I'm very pleased indeed. I couldn't think of a better place to be than a BFM.
Well done. Thank you for that, Margaret. And Margaret Keech will be back next week for the Keech Report. Margaret is the Minister for Tourism, Fair Trading and Wine, Industry Development, and the member for Albert too. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. Have a great day.